Let me tell you what happens when your child receives a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. After months of appointments and testing, you're ready to get them help. You attend all of the parent meetings, you buy all of the books, you join all of the Facebook groups, and everybody tells you a different thing to do. A different diet, a different therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, equine therapy, therapeutic Minecraft, Lego social skills, sensory taekwondo, and your head is spinning. You are also told that there's a developmental window, and if you don't act now, it's going to slam shut, and there will be no more development, ever. And so, autism parents, you will probably find this talk while you are up late one night Googling autism interventions, trying to figure out which one of the 37 recommendations you've been given will be the one that will actually help your child. And lucky for you, this is not a typical autism talk. A typical autism talk starts with me listing off a series of statistics: how 1 in 54 kids have autism, how much autism costs parents and taxpayers, how high the divorce rate is among parents of autistic kids. A typical autism talk is meant to terrify you, but I'm going to present a different idea. What if autism isn't that scary, but that your fear is being used to make a lot of people very wealthy? My daughter was diagnosed when she was 2 years old, and after sitting through a couple appointments with her, nodding along, thinking to myself, I do that, I do that too. I was diagnosed with autism myself in my 30s. Professionally, I was an elementary school special education teacher for 6 years before leaving to pursue my PhD in education in 2016. Oh yeah, and my dissertation is on the history of autism interventions. So I guess you could say I know a little bit about autism, but I'm gonna tell you what I see in my professional life, in home, at school, and now with the parents that I work with. I see a lot of kids losing their childhoods. I see a lot of stressed out parents second mortgaging their homes to pay for yet another therapy. And I see their relationship with their children deteriorate in the process. This is not a natural consequence of parenting an autistic child. In the 1990s, the estimated US total lifetime cost of autism services was $1.2 trillion. In the 2000s, that number increased to $2.1 trillion, and in the 2010s, that number nearly doubled again to $4 trillion. You would expect that with this kind of spending, we might see increased educational attainment or employment for autistic people. And yet, only about a third of autistic young adults attend any college, and just about a half are employed in their first 6 years outside of high school. Also, only about 19% of autistic young adults live outside of their parents' home, the lowest rate of independent living of any disability group in this age bracket. So, spending is increasing, but autistic people are not reaping the benefits. So who is? The autism industrial complex. You may be most familiar with this term when it's used to describe the military industrial complex, which works like this. Weapons manufacturers and military contractors are in the business of war. The public fears for its national security. Lobbyists and media organizations exacerbate those xenophobic fears. Politicians pass more militant foreign policy, which then makes more war, which then increases profit for wartime industries. And the cycle continues. In the autism industrial complex, which is a concept I've explored recently with my colleague Alicia Broderick, the business is autism services and interventions. And the social system that it runs on is also built on fear, specifically parental fear. The more scared you are of autism, the more money you're going to spend to try to fix it. And while autism has only been a diagnosed condition for about 80 years, it didn't take long for miracle treatments of all varieties to be marketed towards parents. To make sense of it, let's look at the most prevalent autism treatment, applied behavior analysis. ABA is the only therapy for autism that's covered by insurance, and something that most autistic kids will experience in their lifetime. I know when my daughter was diagnosed, I was handed the script for ABA the same day as her diagnosis, like most people. Applied behavior analysis was marketed as a miracle treatment for autism by O. Avar Lovaas in the 1960s, and his methods were extreme. He and his staff used physical punishment like electroshock, striking children for any behavior that they considered deviant. And from the beginning, applied behavior analysis has been strategic about its economic growth, and autism has been its bread and butter. Autism Speaks and other autism organizations like TACA, Talk About Curing Autism, and DAN, Defeat Autism Now, all leverage the idea that autism was a kidnapper, a thief, robbing parents of their children. Many successful fundraising campaigns have been built on this idea, and the market for autism interventions grew to meet this new demand. You might also not be surprised that ABA is one of the most controversial therapies among autistic activists. They call themselves ABA survivors after being forced to endure years and years of a therapy whose ultimate goal was to make them seem less autistic to a neurotypical eye. It's also been called autistic conversion therapy because of its historical ties to gay conversion therapy. And much like gay conversion therapy, nobody is any less gay or autistic at the end of it. Survivors recount being physically restrained or being forced to make eye contact. Plus, there's an emotional cost to being told that progress means masking your autism better, hiding who you are from other people in order to be more accepted. Imagine how exhausting it is living every day of your life pretending to be someone that you're not so that other people are more comfortable around you. What a horrible message we're sending to autistic kids and adults. And this isn't a thing of the past. I do consulting in schools, and I've walked into schools to find autistic kids being isolated or restrained face down on the ground. If this happened to neurotypical children, we would call it child abuse. Those teachers would be barred from ever teaching again. School administrators and principals would lose their jobs. It would make national news. And yet this is happening to autistic children all over this country as we speak. So what am I suggesting? First, let me tell you what I'm not suggesting. I'm not suggesting that when meager funding is allocated to autism services by the federal government or by insurance companies be rescinded, or that autistic kids don't deserve quality services to meet their physical, social, and educational needs. Autism is a disability, and many autistic kids do need and benefit from certain forms of therapy. But as parents and as a culture, we need to stop pretending like it's our ultimate goal to make autistic kids as non-autistic as possible. Autistic kids always grow up to be autistic adults. And let me assure you, autism isn't the evil child stealer that you are led to believe. The worst case scenario for your child is not that they'll end up autistic, it's that they'll have a horrible life. But the autism industrial complex will make you believe that those two things are the same, and it's not true. It is possible to have a great life as an autistic person. Instead of worrying about how normal your child will be or how well they'll pass as neurotypical, parents of autistic kids should begin with the end goal in mind. What would a great life look like as an autistic person? Reverse engineer the therapies you need to get there, but the solution will never be to make your child non-autistic because they will never be. In the last year, I've been using my AuTeach TikTok account to educate parents about what services and supports will truly help their autistic children thrive, to be their best and most comfortable autistic selves. With this perspective, let me tell you what I see. I see parents canceling their exhausted preschoolers' third therapy appointment of the day to go and take a walk outside and to play and laugh. I see parents getting on their kids' level and learning about their world. And I see autistic kids thriving. No one benefits from your fear of autism except the people who want to sell you the antidote. The real antidote is accepting your autistic child for who they are and then getting them the supports that they need. Schools can work to create more inclusive and accepting environments for autistic children. Governments can work to enact policies that benefit autistic people across the lifespan, not just as children. And we all can work to unlearn ableist, limiting beliefs about autism. You don't need to pay for hope when it's sitting right in front of you.